Hi everyone. Do you ever have squabbles or disagreements or even quite big fights with your other half? And are you ever left feeling disheartened after because of what you think it might reflect about your relationship? In our society, there is a perception that if you fight with your partner, it is an indication that you have wider problems. And because of this fear of judgment, couples are not forthcoming with their experiences because naturally, no one wants to give the impression that their relationship is unsteady, regardless of whether it is or not. However, because of this, it also means that we have no benchmark for what is normal and healthy in terms of fighting. Now, of course, what people fight about and how often is different for everyone. But I think it's safe to assume that everyone does fight and that this is normal. As we get older, we all grow and change as individuals, and so it's natural that this will impact our relationship. We can't expect it to stay the same if we aren't the same people as when we first got into it. And so if we can understand that we are ever changing as individuals, why are we not more embracing the fact that our relationship needs to evolve accordingly? I personally believe that fighting in a relationship is actually a sign of strength. It takes us on a journey whereby it allows us to reset expectations with one another and redefine what we find acceptable now that the relationship is at a different stage. Fighting helps highlight issues that need to be resolved. Isn't that a good thing? To then get to a stage where you are able to hash it out and eventually land on a compromise. For example, the kind of things that my husband and I have argued about include needing time alone. Sometimes in life, we just feel moody. I know I definitely do. And for no real reason. And instead of annoying each other, sometimes it's better to just take a little bit of space, let our mood settle, and then come back together. And this is an argument we have had. Another one is what we like to do with our weekends. I like to wake up super early, do lots of life admin, and cram in as much as I physically can so that we can spend as much time together. Whereas he prefers to take it much slower, maybe watch a movie, go for a walk. That's about it. And that's fine, but that's something that we've needed to discuss. Another thing is time away from our phones. We both hate it when each other are on our phones during kind of us time, and yet we both still do it. And it's such a bad habit, and this is actually one that we're still working on. Now, these are just a few examples, but they are things that have been issues within my relationship. And you know what? In reality, there is no shame in being honest about your feelings in your relationship, even if it does turn into a temporary argument. And I think that the really key thing to remember is that we mustn't avoid being honest because we are scared of fighting. And the reason I think that this is so important to emphasize is because one thing that I have found is that couples who are projecting this image of kind of perfection, it kind of has an inadvertent consequence that people who are in new relationships or still dating feel scared to fight with the people that we're with for fear of rocking the boat and ending the relationship prematurely. Ultimately, I think how we view a perfect relationship, that's what needs to change. Because it's more than just about appearances and cute photos on social media. It's actually about the amount of effort that goes into it, which includes fighting with each other, consciously learning more about each other as we grow, and then coming out of the other end stronger. And let's not forget, the best thing about fighting is the fact that you get to make up. I really hope that you've enjoyed watching my video. As always, let me know what you think, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to like this video.